Saturday trade review. Who this, brother? What's up, boys? Saying boys is crazy, knowing very well the only person who watches us is you, big girl. Uh, I'll do a young trade review on Mr. Euro JPY, right? Little bit of a confusing one. Not confusing, but has a few moving parts to it, right? A few moving parts. But I think the general idea of the trade is not too bad, right? I think it's a little forced, but not too bad in terms of what I would give it if I could give a score on or percentage, a prediction of how likely is it to work out, right? Ouch. Okay. Little recap. The swing is bullish, right? Swing is bullish, but we've been having this very deep pullback, right? Very rangy pullback, and then on Friday morning we had the sweep of the swing low, right? Sweep of the swing low, but it was also accompanied by an internal break of structure, right? Which would make the internal bearish, but the swing bullish, right? And in this case, obviously, you do wanna stick with the swing, even though this 4-hour POI right here basically failed, right? And the 4-hour may have like a deeper pullback if you look at it like that. So my thoughts on this was like, okay, we had this eyeballs, we had the sweep of the 15-minute swing low, right? Now I'm thinking, okay, maybe this zone right here could be enough for it to hold, and then we start seeing it trickle down a little bit more, right? But then coming into the zone, we don't get a valid entry, right? It just sweeps the zone, goes up, right? Breaks the zone, comes back down. Now, importantly, we went up, right? Came back down, went back up. So when we broke this, we then had a chalk, right? 15-minute chalk right here. 15-minute chalk right there. And then we had the breakdown, and then break and close, most importantly break and close, and then afterwards we have the market pretty much move up immediately. And so I didn't actually get the initial entry, which was supposed to be here. I ended up getting it over here, which is okay because it hadn't really moved far away from the zone, right? And I went with like a full POI entry, judging by how small the POI is, and that we could get our 3.3 to this next POI down here without having to really fight with this POI. Like, just went a little bit into it, so I was okay with having 3.3R to this POI right here. Now, as always, there's something that's gotta happen, right? Where yes, it comes back in, we start selling deep in profits. This is how much? How many percent? 2.78%, right? 2.7% in, and it decides to reverse. And at this point I had already protected profits, not for much, like just below the entry there, so it's not a loss. And yeah, that was basically it, man. Not a horrible trade. Taking the break even is kind of annoying, but the main reason I did actually move the stop loss instead of holding, hoping that the second PO I created here will hold, is because it's a Friday, right? And typically I don't want to hold a trade over the weekend because you never know, man. Trump could come out over the weekend and say, fuck Palestine, let's bomb it. And then you blow your account simply because your stop loss will move to wherever the market jumps to next. So obviously I try to avoid holding trades over the weekend, and so hence I did move the stop loss to around here somewhere, and then the market did come back and stop me out for a tiny profit. So overall, not a bad idea. I think decent idea. I think on another day it works out. On a Friday it's 50-50. But yeah, very decent. I think if had I just sat here thinking, had I taken the normal entry, right, when it's a risk entry, which is the 60% of the zone, I probably would have been out even earlier and profited. Yeah, had I taken the 60%, my 3.3 would have been where? 3.3 would have been here, and I would have been out comfortably. Very comfortably would have been out. But it's whatever. It's not what I did. I did the other one, and so can't quite over spilled milk. I think I like the idea, so not too bad of a trade. Yeah. Have a good rest of your Saturday. You know, go party or some shit, man.